सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Okay, let us chant the slokas. तपोभिः
क्षीणपापानां
शान्तानां
वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्ष्योऽयम्
आत्मबोधो विधीयते।
आत्मबोधो विधीयते।
बोधोऽन्यसाधनेभ्यो हि
साक्षान्मोक्षैकसाधनम्
पाकस्य वह्निवज्ञानम् विना मोक्षो न सिद्ध्यति। अविरोधितया कर्म nāvidyāṃ vinivartayet। vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva tejastimirasaṅghavat. So I think we had paused in this shloka. So after several classes of an introduction to Purusharthas, what exactly the human being is seeking, and seeing what we can expect from an Advaita Vedanta text, understanding our human predicament, human problem, which we will continue to, Shankara will continue to teach us. Then we began this series of shlokas where Shankara upfront is saying in the second shloka, Bodhaha sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. Bodhaha means jnanam. Jnanam means knowledge. So this knowledge is a very unique thing in Advaita Vedanta. Knowledge is there in every religion, every field of philosophy. Knowledge is important. You have to know something. Like even in Vishishtadvaita, you have to know. You have to know about Vishnu, you have to know about Vishnu's Leelas, Mahimas, everything you have to know. It's all knowledge only. And you have to know there is Swarga, you have to know that you must have bhakti towards Vishnu. All this is knowledge only. All that is knowledge. But it is a knowledge of non-self. Please make a note. It's all knowledge. But it's knowledge about non-self, even though it is about Devata, Ishvara, Parameshwara. If I don't know if I can use that word. Vishishtadvaitis may not like me saying that. But, okay, Vishnu. Vishnu is in Vaikunta. Even though Vishnu is all pervasive, Vishnu is in Vaikuntha. The real form of Vishnu, if you want to see, you have to go to Vaikuntha. So that prapatti, they say, is moksha. So that is knowledge also, but knowledge of anatma, knowledge of the non-self. I have to separate myself from Bhagavan. Alright. Therefore, that whatever I am told, I must know in that religion, in that mata, in that sampradaya. And what I am told is not about myself, but it is about something other than myself. Sometimes they will say that Atma will merge with Paramatma. If Atma merges with Paramatma, then how many individuals are there? How many entities are there? Two entities have become one, In Vaikuntha, two entities have become one. Then I am there in the presence of Paramatma statement is wrong. Because for me to say that statement, there have to be two entities. No. So in all other sampradayas, you will always have the Advaita maintained. Advaita is maintained. So Vishishtadvaita, everything is beautiful in its own way. Advaita Vedanta, we say, all that is possible. We don't deny what Vishishtadvaita says, but one place where we depart is that all this going to a place cannot be a moksha, cannot characterize moksha. Going to a place means karma cannot produce moksha. This is the statement you can underline. In Advaita Vedanta, action cannot produce quote unquote liberation, to use an English word. This English word is a bit risky to use, but to make some of you comfortable, I'll use the word liberation and then I'll take away the word liberation later. Okay. This is what we're getting introduced to by Shankaracharya. So he's saying Bodha. Previously he said Bodha anya sadhanebhyo hi. That knowledge is what gives me moksha directly. Okay? Without explaining how. What do you mean by knowledge gives me moksha? Just knowledge, without doing anything. Without doing anything means suddenly our eyes should open up, no? So all along we've been doing stuff to accomplish things. And now he's saying moksha, which is a parama purushartha. Okay, parama purushartha. Among the four, this is parama purushartha. And without doing anything, just by knowing that you are free, you will become free. So because of that bold statement, we have to pay attention to this. Okay, it's unique. It makes our study unique, and we spend some time dwelling over that idea. And then he says, avirodhitayā karma na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. So that nāvidyāṃ, you should make sure to split it as na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. So karma avidyāṃ na vinivartayet. Karma cannot neutralize, cannot remove, cannot counter avidyā. This is another bold statement which some of us, we know it, those who have studied, those who have not studied Vedanta before, these are all seminal statements of Vedanta. This is what we were exploring. Then what will remove this avidyā? Avidyā is recognized as the cause of samsara. Then what is samsara? Well, samsara is what? This life is characterized as samsara, human life, a life of sukha and dukkha. Sukha only I want, but I am getting dukkha also. Nobody wants dukkha, but everybody is subject to dukkham. That is it. That is called samsara. In short. Correct? And so that samsara can be removed, can be negated only by knowledge, because the samsara is caused by avidyā. That is the thesis. Avidyā means what? Ignorance. Ignorance of what, if you ask? Ignorance of the self. I know so many things. I am a Nobel Prize winner also. But I have the capacity to know more and more. But more and more of the external world only. Or even the body which is part of the external world according to Advaita Vedanta. Even the mind is part of this external world only. Even though the mind is so intimately connected to myself, me and my mind cannot be separated. That is how intimate it is. Me and the body also cannot be separated. What to talk of the mind? But Shastram says, hey, you are a witness to your emotions. And you can watch your emotions. And if you can watch your emotions, then you have to appreciate that the emotions are anātmā, not ātmā. These are the things which are becoming clear to us now. Or at least these are the things we have to keep in mind. Alright. So he says, vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva. Nihanti means hanti. Hanti means removes, destroys. Vinashayati, nāshayati. Nāshayati destroys. Vinashayati, last time we saw the prefix vi. Visheshena nāshayati, asheshena nāshayati. Removes for good. Removes for good. Not like you are going to the garden and removing the weeds. Today you cleaned up all the garden, all the weeds. And this gardener has a permanent job the gardener will have. You know why? Because the weeds will start coming again and again and again. Permanent. Gardener's job is permanent. It's a permanent job. Those of you who are looking for a permanent job, sitting in IT companies and all, you will never have a permanent job. You should be something like a cook. Cook is a good thing. Cook. Even the CEO of a big company will need the cook services. So, and if he likes your cooking, then that's it, over. Life is made. And that permanent nihantyeva, okay, vinivartayet, that we saw. Nihanti, nischayena hanti, how about that? Nischayena hanti. With 100% certainty, it will remove. Not like the guarantee you get here. You buy washing machines and refrigerators and also they give guarantees, warranty. This warranty period is constantly reducing. I've been watching it, how the language and all that. All the footnote and all will be there. Footnote is becoming bigger and bigger. Warranty period from 10 years, it is reducing to 7 to 5 to 3 years. So all that, I think you also have been watching. But this here, Advaita Vedanta, how many guarantee is giving a warranty? Do I need something extended? You can extend your warranty by 2 years by paying this much money. All that not there in Advaita. So, that's the idea here. He is introducing the idea of this knowledge and removal of ignorance. So it's a unique solution to solving a unique problem. Let's put it that way. I have not solved any problem simply by knowledge in my life. Simply by knowing something, nothing gets solved. Nothing gets solved. You can, if I know the recipe of so-and-so things, recipe is good to have. That's why bachelors, when they go to America, they suffer a little bit. And you cannot enter their houses, really speaking, because they are all making stuff. They don't know how to even clean up after. Cleaning up at least not there. It's all dirty. And then mustard seeds are there all over the floor. Fortunately, carpeting is there. Fortunately, carpeting. Thank God, carpeting is there. Otherwise, you can't stand there. And these guys won't vacuum the floor properly. Nothing. I'm telling you. If you live with others and if you are little bit used to cleanliness and all, then life will become tough. And why? Because they have all the recipes, even though those days Google was not there. Still, Samitapar, all these books were all, we used to have all these books. And but then you have to open the book. It's all there. It's no more than half a page. No more than half a page of knowledge. It's not rocket science. Take all these things, fry it up, and then cook this dal separately, fry all these things separately, boil water, put some vegetables, let it boil and you get sambar, okay? Rice is separate, this dal is separate. But this guy doesn't know what is tur dal, what is chana dal, what is moong dal. Yo, big headache. He doesn't know. So, tough. To convert this knowledge that he has, that itself is so knowledge only, to reality, there is a lot of karma involved. Sometimes a lot of trauma also involved, but karma, let's just stop with karma. Karma is involved, correct? A lot of drama also is involved. Karma, trauma, drama, you add your own words. So all drama. So the mother will come and say, what is all this drama you are making? Huh? Come, hato yahan se. And then she'll be there, and then she'll go away. And then again he goes back to his own devices, as they say. Anyway, that is why we have to now talk about two types of accomplishments. Two types of accomplishments. The first type of accomplishment is gaining or accomplishing what I want through karma, through some action, and knowledge followed by action. Like this recipe followed by how do you say that? Followed the implementation of the recipe, something like execution of the recipe. Okay, this is one type of accomplishment. From morning to evening, this is what we do. Day in and day out. This is the type of accomplishment. Yeah, but is there any other type of accomplishment? You have to do something to accomplish something. If there is something I can get without doing anything, I would have done it, Guruji. I would have done it means anybody would have done it. We are all waiting for that. Well, if you are waiting for that, then there is another type of accomplishment called accomplishment of the already accomplished. It's a very strange thing. Very strange. We talked about it earlier, and now is a good time to re-invoke that idea. That idea that sometimes my accomplishment, I have to quote unquote re-accomplish it. I am not talking about recertification of your project management degree or some surgery degree or some other things which you have to constantly recertify every 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, like that. No, not that. I am not talking about that. Because technology is changing this and that, so they have some ways to recertify. Not that. That also you have to work in order to do something, and you have to prove your capacity, capability, and then certification is given by an appropriate authority. But then, in a case where I already have what I want, okay, this is the idea that we have to talk about. Okay, like simple example, you are locking you have gone to open the keys of your scooter or car, and the keys are not there in your hands. So you come back home and keep searching, keep searching, and you keep on searching. You're wearing a shoulder bag, and you checked your bag, everything is not there. And finally, after 15 minutes, you happen to touch your pocket here, trouser pocket, and then you found it not in this pocket but in this pocket. Normally you keep things in this pocket. So you had already checked it, right side, but left side pocket it was there. And then you just say, oh, 15 minutes wasted, this, that, and all that. But it is there. Now, if somebody were to ask you, how did this man get this key bunch, which he already had? What made him search first of all? Searching was started because of the assumption of the idea that I do not have what I want. This I do not have what I want is a critical assumption. It is not even an assumption for me. It is a fact for me. Correct? It is a fact. It is a well ascertained fact. And therefore I search. Why will anybody search for a key that you already have? Not possible. It's foolish. It's foolish. Nobody will do. Even the most uneducated person will not do it. Okay? And so, but then the fact that I am searching for these keys tells me that this, I have already concluded that the keys are not with me, and it is not an ordinary, just a passing conclusion. It is a well ascertained conclusion. I am crystal clear. If anybody were to ask, what are you searching for? I am searching for my keys. But then, at least in this example, somebody can say, did you check your shoulder bag? Did you check your pockets? Like that, they will ask. Oh, wait. Okay? Somebody can say this because it is available to our pramanas. Because it is available for our pramanas, what is pramana? I told you what it is. This pancha pramanani, 5 sense organs. The key bunch is available to be perceived by the human eyes. Others also can see my key bunch. Others also have an idea of where it can be found, and so they can give suggestions, and that suggestions can be helpful to me. So that part you let go in this example. We'll come to that later. But the fact that I am now doing a lot of karma, I am searching everywhere, I am searching everywhere. And guess what? This karma, this pursuit will not get me my keys. You better convince yourself about this. If you have any doubt, we'll discuss it later. As long as I pursue this karma with this conclusion, I am not going to get my keys. Nobody. I told you that example where it happened to me once, and I went and made a copy of all the keys. And one of the keys that I had did not even open the house. And I had to call the man and said, it's not opening. And then he said, sir, it will open. He came with a scooter. He came also. A nice man he was. Young man. He came and he showed me how to open it. So these are all very tricky. It's like shoes and chappals and all. Once you wear your chappal and shoe, suddenly you buy another new pair. Then for a few days you have to struggle. It will start pinching you. Something is not right. So that happened with this key also. And so after all that is over, then finally I found my keys. So that's a deeply entrenched notion. So here is an example where I accomplished what was already accomplished. I am somebody who I think does not have my keys, and finally I became somebody who has the keys. Okay, look, I am just changing the language. I have become from here to there. And so, what separated these two people? The one without keys and the one with keys? Hey, both are same, both had the keys, nothing really separated it. But then how come there is so much karma in between, so much anxiety, you, me, what then kept here, you always don't listen to me, major tamasha is going on at home, all tamasha, that is called life, this is called samsara, okay? If some of you are wondering, what is samsara and all, this is samsara. And pointing fingers, this, that, you never do it, you never do that. There is a nice key. So look, I purchased they have a hanger where you can hang all the keys. And it looks like a beautiful violin. It has all these hooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice. And you're all creative people. And this is where I told you to keep the keys. You never kept it there. All tamasha happens. Finally, silence. Silence. Because foolishness is understood. And so, this our Atma search is going to be in this category. Which category? Accomplishment of the already accomplished. Our Brahma Prajnanandaji, some 6 months ago she gave an Anugraha Bhashana. She gave another example. She gave, many of you are smiling already. So, this Devadatta, so I am going to embellish a little bit more. This Devadatta is a party man. So, he, as usual, some Fridays he will suddenly invite all his friends. bachelors and all. You think of it as a bachelor, better. Don't bring family and all into this. Bachelor guy. And then hosting a party. And party goes on, and 10, 11, 11:30, loud music and all that. And then he sits down, and then he says, okay, I'm done, I'm tired. Please take me home. When all of them are his friends, he calls some people and says, please take me home. Arey, what are you talking? Everybody's drunk, first of all. But some people are less drunk than other people. So some people are little more knowledgeable, little more aware of the circumstances. And somebody says, Arey, this is your home. Did I not tell you to take me to your home, to my home? Devadatta says, you're not listening to me. And then few people come and say, Devadatta, ye to tera ghar hai. Like this they're doing, they're managing to do all this. Not bad. And this guy says, you people are not my friends. I want, you are backstabbing me. You are supposed to help me. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Don't you know all these things? He's giving a big lecture. Finally, one person, the sanest of all, he understood the problem. You know what he did? Chalo Devadatta, these people are idiots. They act like friends. They are not your friends. I will take you to your home. See, this Yajñadatta is the real friend. Okay? See you all. Good night. Good night, alright? And then Yajñadatta takes Devadatta out. Out, and then they go out. Where do they go? They go to Yajñadatta's car. Just pray God that Yajñadatta is a little more sober. And then Yajñadatta drives him around. He takes him around and then goes out to the city, and then few kilometers, miles he goes, and then looks at all these big stores and all that. And in India you can't see any stores in midnight and all. But in America is a sleepless country, and the lights will be on everywhere. Street lights bright, and stores, 24-hour stores, no problem. You can buy anything, anytime, in whatever quantity you want, available middle of the night also. So all stores are all there. Yeah. And then some talk was going on, and casual conversations. And Mandir, when did you go to this temple last time? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a month. I have to go. So, not bad. You have a temple close by. And so like that conversation is going on. And finally Devadatta started giving directions to Yajñadatta to go to his home. Yeah, take a left there, take a right there, and then go around, and then coming. And then Yajñadatta drops Devadatta, and Yajñadatta is even more kind. Let me come to your home and drop you at your home itself. Because you're shaking a little too much. So Devadatta is happy, and he enters the house. And he looks at Yajñadatta and says, thank you very much. Thank you very much for dropping me at my home. You are the real friend. You are the real friend. What did the real friend do? The real friend took Devadatta from Devadatta's home to Devadatta's home. Arey what a service Yajñadatta did, you know. He should get Nobel Prize. He won't get Nobel Prize for it, but one thing he did. He is crystal clear about something. He said, I know the problem, I know how to solve the problem. Arguing with this man will not help. You have to teach him some yoga. You have to teach him some puja. You have to teach him some parayanam. You have to take him to some Swamiji's classes. All that. This is the trip. The 5-mile trip I was talking about. This is the trip. Temple in between. Then yoga studio in between. That is the samsara trip. Samsara trip for what? To go from here to come back here. This is the samsara trip. Okay. It's an accomplishment of the already accomplished. That is the problem here. That is why he is saying, hey, then what about all the karma that happened along the way? Karma only produced knowledge, right? Hey, karma cannot produce any knowledge. What karma does is gives me antakarana shuddhi. It makes me a little more sober. How about putting it like that? It makes a person a little sober enough to able to appreciate the surroundings. That's all. That is what in that example. In Shastram we say antakarana shuddhi. Whatever karma I do, it will give me antakarana shuddhi to appreciate this particular statement of Adi Shankaracharya. Okay. Bodhaha anya sadhanebhyo hi sakshan mokshait karanam. The only thing that is stopping me from moksha is ajnanam, and the only thing therefore that will solve this problem is to remove ajnanam, and the only thing that will remove ajnanam is jnanam, not karma. So this karma and jnanam dichotomy, we have to just internalize it, understand it. I don't even want to say internalize, because we can internalize problems also. So just understand it. That is the journey we are in. And so he's saying vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva. This is an example where this accomplishment of the already accomplished is also a problem we do face periodically. Dashamaha, another example. Shastram talks about, Shastram won't talk about all these inebriated people and all. Drunk. Inebriated. They have a euphemism. It's called inebriated. Inebriated means drunk. That is the meaning. And so Shastram won't give that example. Shastram will talk about Dashamavat. Dashamavat. Everybody knows the example of the 10th person, correct? 10th man. Anybody does not know the 10th man example? Okay. I don't see any raised hands in the screen. In the other screen, all are black boxes. So, black box is easy. And so, Dashamavat, 10th person. Okay. But regardless, it's all the same example. Idea is that the only thing that separates me, okay, Gayatri ji raised your hand, but I can't see you. Your video is off. So, anyway. You wait. I'll tell you I've already told in this series of classes. In this series, did I tell the 10th man example? I did not. Okay, I did not. All right. Might as well go for it all the way. Go for it all the way. 10th man is simple. There are 10 people, 10 children studying in a paఠశాల, and the paఠశాల. Then paఠశాlas, Prathama and all, they have some holidays, some few holidays they have based on the tithi. And during one of those vacation days, the children wanted to go out. And the Guruji said, you go to that other paఠశాల. Other Guruji, they came those days, those children came. You go there today. But you have to be careful because a river is there, you have to cross the river. And you have to swim and cross the river. They all could swim, not a problem. So swim and cross, be careful. So he got the permission. They got the permission. One person is the leader, the senior most guy who's a teenager, who can take care of all the other. So they went all the way up, swam all the way up, had a nice time at the other Gurukulam, and then evening time they came back and then crossed the river, and then this man started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then he said something is wrong. We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Count again from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Panic struck this teenager. Panic means panic because one person is missing. The only thing he can say is, my goodness, how careless I was. This one person got drowned because the river was not easy to cross. And how do you do? What can you do? He assumed that everybody can cross this. It's a river-like stream, but moving very fast. And so he was just aghast, appalled, sad, and he was just petrified. He didn't know what to do, and he could not face his guru. So he was just walking up and down. And then somebody came. Somebody came there and said, "What happened to you? Why are you like this?" Children are all playing. The other people are not, they don't know about all these things. And they are all playing around. And so he said, this is the situation. 10 of us went to that Gurukulam there, and now it is evening time, we have come back, there are only 9 of us. Only 9 of us. Then this man looked at everybody once. And then he said, "You want me to help you and get the 10th person? Bring back alive the 10th person? Maharaj, I will be forever indebted to you if you can do that." Okay? So that is his idea. And then he said, "Okay, call all your friends and ask them to stand in a line." Stand in a line. Okay, now start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I told you there are only 9 people. Yeah, correct. Count, are you sure there are 9 people? Yes. Yeah, there are only 9 people. Count once again. You stand there and count once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bhavan Dashamaha. You are the 10th. You are the 10th. Count to yourself now. 10. That's it. This man understood. This man understood. This man got. Did the other man make a dead person alive? Magician there? He is always one of those people who throw stuff and make people alive? No. What happened? Nothing happened. How can anything happen? How can a 10th person come out of nowhere? But then how come this guy is now happy? He says like this. Why? Accomplishment of the already accomplished. Dashamavat, this is what they will say. Shankarayana Bhashyam will say Dashamavat. Dashamavat means like the 10th person. Okay. So, these are all examples we give. Depending on the mood, we will give a different example. That's all. And so, moksha is in that category. Dashamavat. Like the 10th person category. Okay. And so that's what he's saying here. Knowledge alone removes ignorance. So it is not fanatical. The only thing that can bring the 10th person back to life is knowledge. What knowledge? That you have forgotten to count the 10th person. And you are the 10th person. More specifically, the uncounted 10th person. So that is knowledge. And that knowledge, after that knowledge, does the person have to do something? Do something else to get joy, happiness? Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be done. Knowledge itself is moksha. Okay? That is the idea. And so, anything else he would have done, anything else he could have done will not produce the 10th person. He did everything possible. He searched everywhere. He went back to the river, did this, that, and nothing. He even crossed the river. He told everybody, stay here. I will cross the river and go. I think the person is on the other side. And he went, search. He spent 2, 3, 4 hours searching. Okay, couldn't find. Avirodhitayā karma. Karma cannot. Karma cannot remove that thing which requires to be removed for moksha. Avirodhitayā karma na avidyāṃ vinivartayet. Karma has no capacity to create knowledge. Karma has no capacity to remove ignorance. Why? Another reason. Ignorance is the cause of karma. Ignorance, okay, karma cannot remove ignorance, I appreciate. But why? But why, if you ask, what about the next shloka? Am I running? Ivājñānāttannāśe, svayaṃ. Okay. Hey, why? That is because that ignorance of the self, once I am ignorant of the self, then what happens? There is the sense of apurnatvam. Because what is the thesis? Thesis is, the self, Atma is Paramatma. Once that Purnatvam, Paranatma is there, and if I don't know it, that means I am who? I am Apurnaha. Even though my name is called, people, we give Amrita, Purna, all these names we give. Names are all good, but finally these names are absolutely, there is no connection between the name and myself. I am Apurnaha. Apurnaha. But this human being cannot rest content being Apurna. Not a single human being says, I am happy being unhappy. Please tell me, I am waiting for you to tell me I am happy being unhappy. No, not possible. Nothing. I cannot stand even a little bit of dukkham. Once dukkham is there, my entire life, entire day is just thinking about that and how to get rid of it. And so, once that apurnatvam is there, which is caused by ignorance, then I have to become purna. There is no other choice. And so, kama is there. Avidyā, apurnatvam, kamaha. Kama is there for what? To remove that apurnatvam and become purna. A lifelong kama, and therefore kama will create. Kama is of no use. Desire to be free is of no use unless I am given the ability to fulfill the desire. Therefore karma. Thank God that free will is given to me. And so karma will follow kama. Kama, karma. Karma will give results. All drishtapalam it gives me. Adrishtapalam, punyam and papam also it gives me. And guess what? That same adrishtapalam will come back and ajnanam continues to remain, and therefore apurnatvam continues to remain regardless of which birth I am in, and so apurnatvam is there. Then again kama, karma, etc. Just goes on and on. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, janani jatare shayanam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. This is it. Sakracharya and Bhadagovinda. So that is the idea here. And vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva. Only vidya can destroy avidya, remove avidya. And like what? Can you give me an example? Yes. Tejastimirasaṅghavat. Vat means like. The suffix vat in Sanskrit means tasya kriya chetvati tulyam, something like that. There is a sutra. So, Panini Sutra says, vat, that vat suffix, other types of vat suffixes are there, but this vat suffix means tulyam, sadrisham, like. Like what? tejastimirasaṅgha. Tejaha means light, timira means darkness in this example. Like how light removes darkness. Okay. Tasya tulyam kriya chetvati. Mind is going there. Chetvati, something like that is there. So, like how light removes darkness. The room is dark. You came home, the room is dark. Now tell me, what are the things you can do to remove darkness? This is the question. This is the question. This is the question. Can I do some yogasana? Because I am a yogi. Can I do some yogasana and produce light? We can do a lot of things. So many things are there. Can I jump up and down? Maybe. And then because of the heat that is generated, light will come eventually. Nothing. Think of anything. I cannot think of anything that will produce light. Only one thing can produce light. Or I should put it differently. How can I remove the darkness? That is a better way to say it. I don't want it to be dark. I want this to be bright. How can I bring the brightness? Only one way to bring the brightness. No amount of karma, no amount of talking on phone, no amount of generating heat by talking on phone or jumping up and down. No karma can remove this darkness. Only thing that can remove darkness is tejaha, prakāśaha, tejastimirasaṅghavat. That is the example. A popular example in our Shastram. Okay? So, he wants us to connect that darkness to ignorance and light to knowledge. Okay? That's the connection he is suggesting here. Good. So what is the shloka saying? Avirodhitayā karma. Because karma is unopposed, avirodha, unopposed to what? To avidyā, to ignorance. Because karma does nothing to ignorance. Why karma does not do anything? I have learned so many things in life. I can do so many things. I am a capable person. You ask me to do something, if I don't know, I will immediately learn it also. Doesn't matter. Still, avirodhitayā karma. Karma is not an enemy to avidyā. Any knowledge, even secular knowledge, all the knowledge subjects we know, even there, please underline this and think about it. Even in all the degrees we achieved, it's all knowledge. Did karma achieve knowledge? It is difficult to say no, because we've worked so hard for all these things. Correct? We worked so hard and you're telling me no amount of effort has produced knowledge. How can I accept it? Think about it. Think about it. All the effort we did was to do what? Going to college, coming back home, studying is there. You have to study, you have to think it over, you have to go back to the notes that you wrote in class, read it, and then the homework is there, you have to do it. All this is karma. How much criticism we have taken from our parents and other well-wishers, and so much karma has happened. And you are telling me karma does not remove ignorance. No chance. All those activities are meant for getting a state of mind which will remove. Knowledge is never created, by the way. Knowledge is never created. Another Vedantic axiom. You just write it down. Knowledge is what? Not created. The entire world believes knowledge is created. And once knowledge is created, you have to patent it, because somebody else will take credit for it. So knowledge is constantly being created. Encyclopedia is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And they have to split it into 3 or 4 portions. Encyclopedia of ophthalmology, encyclopedia of pediatry, encyclopedia of cardiology. You have to split it. Those days it was just one. So its knowledge is obviously growing, being created. Things did not exist. Knowledge did not exist before, now it created. Correct? No chance. In Vedanta it won't work. This is all bunkam. It's all okay. It's all okay in our Vyavaharika. But in reality that is not true. That knowledge of cardiology existed even before. It is just not there in any human's mind. That's all. Please understand, heart existed before cardiology word was invented. Heart existed or not? Because heart existed and it is beating and there is a mind, you could come up with all these things. Everything existed before. That means what? Knowledge is always there. Knowledge exists. Knowledge cannot be produced. Knowledge is Ishvara. If you say I produce knowledge, you are saying I created Ishvara. It is not correct. I created Saraswati Devi. Don't say that. I worship Saraswati Devi so that she can remove that avarana from me. She can take away all the things that are standing in between me and that knowledge I am seeking. That is Advaita. Really, even other matas don't talk like this. Because that is the important. For us, knowledge is such an important thing. Our acharyas have just finished it off. Finished understanding it. So going back, knowledge is never created. Only avarana goes away slowly, chipping away. As I study every day, some of the avarana chips away, scraping it off. That is what happens. And so, even for that secular knowledge, that's what I was getting at. Even for all the knowledge that we have sought so far and gained so far, knowledge already existed, and existing knowledge I became aware of. My mind became aware of. that ignorance no longer exists in my mind. That's all I can say. And now it so happens that for moksha, that is the most important thing. What is the most important thing? Removal of that Atma avidya is the most important thing. And therefore we finally hone in on that knowledge. Then what about karma? Is it useless? Karma is not useless. In fact, now only after studying Atmabodha, I am going to be more alert about what I am going to do. Correct? My life takes a new turn. What turn it takes? I am now going to stay more focused. My activities are going to be more refined. I am now, priority becomes important. I am going to pay more attention to my priorities. Good. So that's the basic idea here. Vidyā'vidyāṃ nihantyeva. Knowledge alone can remove ignorance. Tejastimirasaṅghavat. Okay, this much we have seen. You see why it's not, I can't just move, just say something and move. I cannot be satisfied. And so these are critical. Once we understand this, then everything else will become clearer and easier to follow. Okay. So we have some time left. So can we chant the fourth shloka? So in this fourth shloka, there is a patabheda. Patabheda means what? It's an alternate reading. One reading is avicchinna. Avicchinna ivājñānāttannāśe. Avicchinna. Another reading is paricchinna. Paricchinna. Then another reading is avacchinna. So like this, some alternate readings are there. All words mean the same thing. So we will just, for our sake, we are going to use the word paricchinna. Paricchinna, just for consistency. Okay. Paricchinna
ivājñānāttannāśe
sati
sati
kevalaḥ. Kevalaḥ, good. So here also there is a patabheda. Tannāśasya iti kevalaḥ, there is another patabheda. Tannāśasya iti, by the way. So all same meanings. We are going to say tannāśe sati. Tannāśe sati. Okay. All right. Next. Svayaṃ prakāśate. hyātmā. meghāpāyeṃ'śumāniva. Okay. Once again. Amśumāniva. Okay. Paricchinna
ivājñānāt
tannāśe sati kevalaḥ. svayaṃ prakāśate hyātmā. meghāpāyeṃ'śumāniva. Good. So, more ideas are being given. Now everything else is going to be an elaboration of this fundamental axiom of Vedanta, axioms of Vedanta that we've been talking about, that Shankara introduced. Okay, so he's talking here about avidyā paricchinna eva, he says. That is the first quarter. So what happens? What does ajñānam do to me? You are telling me that ajñānam, atma ajñānam is the basic problem. Atma avidyā, ajñānam and avidyā mean the same thing, same word, synonyms. So previous sloka he said avidyā. Now he is saying ajñānam, same word. Tell me a little more about this ajñānam. What does ajñānam do to a person? This ajñānam seems to be a very, very powerful entity. And you're saying that just that wrong conclusion about myself itself is creating so many problems. Yeah, not so many problems, all problems. I will go, stretch it even more. All problems can be traced to ajñānam. Okay. That is what the claim is. And so what does ajnanam do? He is talking here. Okay. Ajnanat. From ajnanam something happens. Paricchinna. Paricchinna. Paricchinna means what? Limited. Limitation. Limitation. Inadequacy. So, you look at the human being at any time. Okay, the person grows up. As a child, the person is growing up, person is studying, and the child wants to study well in school. That's all. Basic desire. Wants to study well. And he works for it. I'm not happy unless I get some good marks. Basic knowledge for anybody. Basic desire for anybody. Any child. And some children will say, sports is there, so I want to compete and I want to win these sports competitions. At least consolation prize. So like that, there's a desire. I want to be that. Then the child grows up a little, and then the middle school, and then high school. And I want to pass the exams. I want to go beyond passing, and etc. etc. I want. Continue. I want continues. I want to be. Then college. I want to do this. I want to do better. And so it's a constant work. I want to be. I am not happy until I do well and until I get that degree. Degree also got. So many wants have been fulfilled all these years. The entire decade plus wants have been fulfilled. Now what? Must be happy. No. I want a job. I want a job. Because what is the use of studying without a job, Oh, I see. Okay, not bad. And so now I want a job. Then once I get a job, I'm happy. But now the job, somebody got a job recently, and he was asked to go to Bangalore, and he wants to go, but the father says, no, you should not go to Bangalore. What will you do with 15,000 rupees? 15,000 rupees will go in a jiffy in Bangalore. Father is correct. IT, artificial intelligence, okay? And so somehow I ended up in the middle of all this. And then, so I talked to the parties and said, okay, can I talk to that employer? The employer it's a company. It's only a 3 or 4 year old company. So I thought, I just floated the idea. Normally I have never done this before. But this time some idea came. I said, and then they put me through to that CEO of this company. The CEO of the company, it's been only 4 years since he finished his bachelor's. He's a young man. So it's not like I have to shiver in front of the person. I said, how are you, etc. Sorry to disturb you. And he was, sir, is there a problem and all? Because he knows the case. Is there a problem? I said, there's no problem. The parents are concerned that, it's 15,000 rupees in Bangalore. You know very well. You're in Bangalore. Sir, it's not like that and this, that. He started explaining a lot of things. And he told me so much that now I was armed with a lot of information. And he thanked me. I told him, if you come to Coimbatore, he's a Coimbatore wala also. Come to Coimbatore, please come. And, I applaud your entrepreneurship, and it's a tough environment out there. And etc., etc. We had a nice discussion with him. And then call got over. And then I told the father, look, send him there. You don't worry about the salary and all for now. Experiment for a month, 2 months. Everything is an experiment. And use that. Don't worry about the salary and all. He will get more than 15,000. First month itself, he will get more, most likely. I can't promise it, but most likely. So send him over. If he doesn't like the job or whatever, etc., he can come back to Coimbatore. What is the problem? These people, I tell you, these parents, we ruin our children's lives, I think. I'm convinced of that. And so, but anyway, parents they also know what is good for the child. So that's fine. So, this man has gone. So what happened? So, he went there and finally he likes the job and all that. So it's good. And we have to see, 1 month is not over yet. And so I was just lost track of why I said this, okay? Paricchinna, ivājñānāttannāśe. That is the whole idea. So this guy got it. So got a job is not enough. Happy, but then not happy. Why not happy? Father is not happy. Father doesn't have the family. There's a big problem. And so paricchinna, got a job, happy but not happy. Then what? Then happy. Why? Father said, okay, you can go. Happy. How is the food there? Food is expensive and you have to cook your own food. Cooking the own food is the last thing a bachelor wants to do. And so, something, not happy. So, not happy. Happy but not happy. And then afterwards, something else. Marriage. Got to get married. Job is there, but then marriage. And so I have to get married. I won't be happy until I get married. Good. So again, thoda niche, aage piche hota hai. Then I want to have children, then this thing. Then I was some ideas about I want only a male child, the girl child. All these ideas are there. I have 2 boys, now I want to have a girl. This idea is also there. So, aage piche. Hey, you've come all along. Are you a happy person or not? If I ask somebody, there is no emphatic answer at all. No answer is given. No. This guy is partial. My employer is partial to my other colleagues. And they are the ones getting promotion. That's it, over. This guy is sad, he can't sleep. After coming all the way, how many desires have been satisfied? You want me to account? No, I think you can count. So from childhood onward, so many desires have been satisfied. And now this guy can't sleep. And it goes on, life goes on like this. This is called paricchinnatvāṃ. Parichinna means what? Limited. I am no good. Even if I think I am good, still there are some rough edges that I would like to. So some people are a little better than others, that's all. Some people can say, oh yeah, I'm reasonably contented, I'm happy, I'm blessed to have this kind of life. Good, great attitude to have. Other people can't help it. They have to complain. There's no choice. For right reasons, wrong reasons, they will complain. Fine. This is called samsara, and that is what the word parichinna, limited, means. I am limited by my physical capacity is not enough. I am limited whichever way I look at it. And some emotional problems are there. And if the child has deeply entrenched this idea that the physique is very important, that's it. Yesterday we had a meeting. This is the discussion. We are conducting this course called Dharma Vidya for adults to learn about our Dharma basics so that they can teach children. And these ideas came up. And one girl, 10th grade girl was interviewed by one of our team members for this purpose. Hey, tell me about yourself. How's your life? You're going to school, this, that. What are the pressures at home, at school? Tell me. And this girl was open enough and she told. She said, Auntie, one of my friends said that she has pimples in her face and she is terrified by it. Why? I told her that, this is a normal process. You are looking beautiful with pimples also. Sorry to use this language. This example came up, it's a good example. And I tried to tell her, she doesn't understand. She says, no, Facebook, it's not acceptable. Facebook and social media presents this type of beauty, and if I'm not like that, I have to make myself like that. This girl is telling all these things. You can imagine the amount of trauma that is going on for these children. Somebody said, every Instagram like and a Facebook like means so much to them. And every dislike is a heartbreaker. Okay? Can you believe how these children's lives are getting ruined on a day-to-day basis? The mind is supposed to be focused on certain things. We use words like brahmachari and all that. What is the use of talking like this when the world out there is not like this at all? That is, sometimes I feel like that. And so, this is what is going on. This is called paricchinna. As though we don't have enough problems, more and more problems. I still thank Australia, right? I told you this somewhere in some class. I said, Australia, I have to thank this country. They have banned social media for all these some age children, for some till 12 or 16 or whatever. I don't know how it's being executed, but being a progressive country, they can figure it out. And I asked, some girls from Australia were there here. I met them recently, and they said, yeah, uncle, it doesn't matter for me because I'm not into social media and all, but it just kicked in, like that she was saying. So at least one country has recognized it. My God. Now these things make us sad, How much, so much is there to study, and what are the things we have to know. And now we are worried so much about, a child is worried about looks. This is my concern. A child, young child, when we were growing up, we were not conscious about the looks so much at all. Kuch na kuch karo, jao, and okay, ladies a little different, but that's about it. And this kind of peer pressure on all these aspects is just too much. Anyway, so avacchinna, paricchinna, this is called paricchinna, limitation. I am limited any which way I think. What about studies? Am I good? Everybody has been telling you are no good. From teacher onwards, father onwards, mother onwards. So there also I am no good. And now, even though I graduated and have a job, I have this complex now. What complex I have? I have never been good. Nobody has appreciated me. I am never going to be good also. All this baggage is there. Paricchinna. Baggage also is paricchinna. For lifelong baggage will be there, and guess what? Punarjanma also this baggage will come with me. Correct? That is why we are breaking our heads and saying, parents, be careful. Don't utter words that will be with the children for lifelong. These lifelong problems we should not give. And for that we require a lot of education. Lot of education. That is the education finally that matters for a human being. This is my learning after all going through all these ups and downs. This is what I have come to the conclusion. So that is the meaning of paricchinna. If a guy says I am dark, concludes I am dark, if a woman concludes I am dark, she will spend entire life making her skin fair. Correct? Mindset. 1 hour, 2 hours wasted in a day just thinking about this face. If a guy decides I am too short or I am too slim and I want to become more muscular, entire day he will spend 3 hours in the gym. 3 times day after day after day. Thinking that somehow this is what is going to do it for him. Hey, you go to the gym and do some workout, it's good for you. Like Swamiji, that day he said, Swamiji went for a talk. He went to a city, he was staying in a hotel, and then he saw the gym, the windows are there, glass windows, and he saw one lady. I mean, Swamijis and all, they have great memory. They saw somebody, and then it seems after 3 hour talk, he comes back, 3.5 hours talk, everything, dinner, everything, he comes back. That same lady is sitting and doing the same exercise in the gym, 3.5 hours. And he must have looked once again to confirm that he is right, and she is there. That means what? 3.5 hours gym. Okay. Her lifespan, let's say, got extended by some 10 years. But she spent 30 years in the gym to extend her lifespan by 10 years, correct? That means she lost 20 years in the process. What a calculation. This is what he said in a talk, I remember. So, where to put our priorities, etc. is there. And so, here, paricchinna ivājñānātt. So, there, ivājñānātt, ivājñānātt. That we have to add there. Okay? That ajnanam causes all these things. This is called samsara. This is called samsara. I want to be somebody. That is called samsara. I want to be somebody is okay. I want to be somebody other than myself, other than who I am. That's it. So that is called samsara. Every time I want to be somebody, I am not happy with what I am, and therefore I have to be somebody who is now different than who I am right now. This is called bhava. Bhava roga. You must have heard bhava roga, timira, etc. All these classical music will have the word bhava in India. Classical music. Every language, I am certain. This bhava sagar. Meera says bhava sagar toot gaya hai. Bhava sagar. What is this bhava sagar? A bhava means in Sanskrit. Bhava comes from the root bhu dhatu. Bhu is to be. Bhava is to become. Bhava sagar means the sagar becoming. I want to become. If I say the whole ocean is there. That if you add everybody's becoming, it will fill up the whole ocean. There is no end to becoming. Even Jeff Bezos wants to become somebody else. He wants to gobble up more companies. He wants to be the world's whatever. He's already the world's. And now what? You can sponsor all these satellites and rockets. And you can even go in a rocket, I think. Somebody went recently or Elon Musk and all that. These are the games they are playing. Anyway, chalega. But then becoming, that bhavasagar, no end. That's why it's called bhavasagar. Because there's no end to what people want. And so, ajñānātt paricchinna. Ajñānātt paricchinna. And fortunately, he says, iva. This iva has to be underlined, circled. Fortunately, that limitation is an only as though limitation. Means what? The real self, I cannot be parichinna. Atma can never be parichinna, fortunately. Atma is always aparicchinna. And so this paricchinnatam, when I say I am no good, if I say, okay, that I am no good, really it doesn't apply to the real I, Atma. It only applies to maximum, it applies to my mind, my body and my accomplishments, this, that, etc. And based on those accomplishments, I have made a judgment that I am no good. Okay. That paricchinnatam will not apply to Atma. Iva means as though I am limited. Means what? The real I is not limited. Can never be limited. There is still room. There is room for knowledge always waiting. After any number of janmas also it will be waiting. Eva, very important word there. Yeah, Mahesh, I see a raised hand there.
Yeah, I'm just 7:40, so that's it.
Oh, 7:40. Oh my God, my clock is showing 7:27. Thank you for reminding me. All right. Sorry, I don't think I've ever taken this long. I don't think it's my habit to extend it. So, thanks for the reminder, Mahesh. All right, we'll pause now. And that shows this clock has to be changed, but we'll fix it. So we'll continue the discussion just to make sure we have completed Shloka 3 and we are in Shloka 4, and we'll continue this discussion. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.